My name is Stephen Bruyant-Langer. I'm a top executive coach. I help my clients develop themselves both professionally and personally. And now I've written a new book called The Existential Playbook, How to Survive, Live and Thrive. In this book, I've gathered all the information we have from philosophy, from psychology, from neurology, and from strategy. And I synthesize that around the concept of meaning, so you can obtain a meaningful life. I want to share all this knowledge with you and pass on the existing knowledge from existential thinkers.
Well, I think the topic of living a meaningful life or leading a meaningful life and having positive engagement with the community and the organisations you serve is particularly relevant at the moment. I mean, we live in a pretty complicated world. There are numerous challenges, and I think Stephen's done a great job in bringing together some interesting perspectives.
It's important that we have people like Stephen who try to combine very different and complex thinking into something that becomes usable in a way that is not just preoccupied with being a huge success yourself, but also kind of standing on a meaningfulness that will exceed this idea about my personal success.
I unite the different perspectives from philosophy, psychology, neurology, and strategy in order to get an overall perspective.
As a business leader, I'm very purpose-driven. So I love the fact that we can have these conversations. I love the existential nature of the conversation. And I think in this day and age, and both with the planetary boundaries being under pressure, with the whole global situation, we need to have these conversations. And I love that it has a book, it has concrete questions, and that you can sort of think actively about how do I do this in a playful manner.
This book stands out because it combines an academic thinking and process with a very much hands-on experience.
It's good to have a place, a source, a reference tool that you can go to and just recalibrate how you fit in and how your values and your purpose can contribute in an ever-changing world.
The book is important because it builds on the knowledge gathered for centuries. In this complex world, I want to build on the experience from the past and giving you or the reader a trust in the future.
I see the book as a playbook. It's a nice way of interacting with topics that could otherwise be considered quite dramatic or complex. This is a nice digestible way of approaching a topic that is so meaningful for all of us.
I wanted to include natural science, and the brain is the best place to start. There's been taboos around the brain. So I've worked together with a neurologist and a neuropsychologist to develop a tool called brain tuning.
Well, it is a new approach. Basically everyone could fit into that role, having a brain tuning, but you have to be very motivated to work on the consequences. A lot of people we see, they're surprised that we find simple things that you can change and maybe due to that improve both your life quality but probably also your life expectancy.
From a business perspective, you'll benefit as a top executive. But of course, we're all humans, which means that everybody can gain some clarity and some inspiration from this book. But it's very much fact-based, it's very much result-oriented, and it's based on a positive and optimistic tone.
I think Stephen's commitment and passion on the subject is really beneficial. I think he himself has spent some time thinking about his meaning, his purpose, and that's informed the questions he's asked himself and the people he's engaged with to build the book.
I think the book is best read by people who either know what they're doing or would like to know a bit more about why or what they're doing. So it's a book for many different types of readers. I think it can be read by a CEO who wants to think a bit more purpose and meaningfulness into their lives, but also someone who aspires to have more meaningful roles in their lives.